Baby dolls, I want you to be honest with me. Have you ever grabbed a piece of chocolate from a bowl only to turn it around and see it's been squashed and left out in the sun too much? And now you can't even peel off the sticker to eat it properly. That's exactly what we're talking about today. The world is full of grays when it comes to investing. There are contradictions everywhere. On one hand, the chocolate looks yummy to eat. On the other hand, you pick it up and you're like, wait a minute. It's squashy. It's a bit heated. Now, me, being your friend, what do? I'll eat it with or without the plastic. You're both coming inside. We'll deal with the consequences later. Now, when it comes to investing, firstly, I'm gonna have to pump some music for you. Because what I'm about to tell you, you're not gonna like it. It's gonna rumble your tummy a bit. Please, if you're new, welcome. Take a seat over there. Keep your back straight, friends. There's a story here. The guy who made Friendster, it was one of the very early innovations of social media tech. So Friendster, on the bottom left here, you can see it. Friendster. The guy who made Friendster, he turned down an offer of $20 to $30 million for it. He turned it down. He goes, nah, we're taking over the world, baby. Then it became worthless. Sad tale. He became a depressed alcoholic. It's sad. So when you hear this story, I know what your conclusion is. Your conclusion is to straighten your back, keep your fluffy slippers on, and make sure you got 3 ice cubes, because you're about to tell me that greed kills. You're about to tell me to take profit. You're about to tell me nobody ever went broke taking profits. You're going to tell me sell on a double. That's what you're going to tell me. But now I'm going to tell you another story right after. That's why you listen to me, friends. That's why you like, subscribe, belly button, all, and we shock the algorithm together. Family-friendly show. This guy didn't take profits. Wiped out. Next story. Have you heard of a secret lingerie women's underwear company called Victoria's Secret? You've seen it. You've seen it, friends. The founder of Victoria's Secret sold his share for $5 million. He was just following your rules, right? Oh, someone made him an offer. $5 million. Paper hand, though. It went on to become $1 billion worth. He sold his stake too early. He paper-handed. He founded it. And he gave up on the dream. My gosh. That's like Satoshi selling at $100. It goes to $1 million. This is the exact same as the Dogecoin guy. You know, the Dogecoin founder sold his Dogecoin, didn't believe in it, calls it trash, became like a weird neo-Nazi type of blue-haired dude, weirdo, and then a pump without him. Same story. This is probably the biggest nightmare of all. You see, unfortunately, this Victoria's Secret founder, he actually jumped off a bridge. It's a very sad tale. He left behind his kids. So, I have 2 stories here. Back to back. That's why you listen to this show. It's family friendly. We eat apples together. We eat chocolate together. Yeah, it's been in the sun a bit. Yeah, it's not exactly the best looking piece of chocolate, but we're hungry now. So, full of contradictions. This is the world of investing. Sometimes you're going to hear stories, the guy should have taken profit. The other times you're going to hear stories, uh-oh, she held too long. Or, she didn't hold long enough. What is the answer? There is no answer. It's a game. You understand? It's a game. Just like how you might watch soccer. You think, oh my gosh, you know, they went for the penalty shootout. He went for the left side. He should have went for the right. And then you watch another game. The next penalty shootout. Uh-oh. That guy went for the right. He should have went for the center. See what I mean? The game of investing is like this. This is the game of speculation. That's why how many times have I told you? A pineapple a day keeps the bears away. The secret to markets is this. There is a secret. It is positioning. You got to know what everybody's positioned. Because if they are positioned one way, then you have a big edge. You have a gap appearing in the market between what their expectations are and what might actually happen. So you don't know what might actually happen, but if it deviates from what their expectations are, you know there's a big move coming the other way. If they're bullish at the top, and then it can't go up as much as they think, when it crashes back down, it's big. If they're bearish and it goes down, and they can't continue down, you know you got a big swoop around. This is what we look for. This is why we're friends. I even have it here spelled out for you. The game is hard. I know you like it hard. That's what she said. Family-friendly show, friends. Please keep your mind out of the gutter. There are no rules. Greedy people make it very far. Yes, it's true. Yes, they do, friends. Greedy people make it far. Look at every billionaire. Look at everybody in crypto. You know what? You know what really like grinds my gears when people say, oh, don't get greedy. Habib, you know people bought Bitcoin at $10, right? You know that, yeah? You know they made a 1,000% return. And they said, nah, I want more. You know that, right? So they bought it at $10. It goes to $100. That's 1,000% return. Look at this, you know. I know you don't believe me. You put up, it's 900% technically, but 1,000%. 100. What did they say? They said, I want more. I want more. 1,000%, not enough. Can we go more? That's what they did, friends. You know exactly that's what they did. $10. You know, they even went to 250,000, 2,500%. Isn't that crazy? Wasn't enough. This is actually wild, actually. 25,000%. 25,000% on your money, and they said, no deal. I'm greedy. I want more. That would have put you to $2,500 Bitcoin. Isn't that wild? Now, it's going to be 250,000% because you're going to go to 25K. You see? You see? It's not so easy, is it? Because every single person who succeeded was greedy at one point. It's just that we have survivorship bias. They just didn't get wiped out. So me and you conclude, oh, wow, their greed must have been good. There is no formula. Don't listen to people who say, oh, take profits. Oh, take profits. You'll do this. The problem with those people who take you to take profits, who tell me to take profits too, is they're getting out on a 2x. All right. Now, when they say, oh, no, I didn't mean take profits. I meant sell the exact top. And now you know they're full of crap because you know 95% of people don't. And you know what they're basically saying is find the way to make money and find a way to win. Just say that. You may as well say that. Be as vague as you can because that's exactly what they're meaning. That's why I've even brought it out here for you, right? Greedy people, they do make it far. And the paper handers, they actually never make it at all. Yes, what are people going to say? Well, get rich slow. Oh, no one went broke taking profits. I understand that, man. But these people, if you go look at their records, they're making like 12% per year. They're making like 18% in a year. And you might say, oh my gosh, it's great. Yeah, it's great. If you compound it for 40 years, I mean, it's over by that point anyway. So you wait and see. 40 years from now, I'm going to really make it. You know where we're coming from. So, the truth, right? Everybody who says take profit, they're never going to make it far enough. And they will remain copers. But everybody who says give it 100% and never exit, they might round trip it too. Statistically, they will. We are all rolling the dice. That's what you just have to understand. That's it. There's nothing we can do about it. We are all rolling the dice. You wake up tomorrow, a banana attached to a comet can just hit you and you're dead, right? Blows up your house. So every day we wake up, there's risk. We're rolling the dice. This is the game of speculation. We just hope that when we get to a certain period, we have an advantage, a competitive advantage. Euphoria. I always talk about people partying naked. Are they drinking too much apple juice? Who invited those girls over there? Who's eating pizza in the garage? All right, who's that dude? Don't know who he is. He's talking a bit too close to the girls. When all the weird people start coming out and there's partying going on and disco balls are out, then we can start to think about, has the market priced in perfection for the future? Until then, there's nothing we can do. We are literally rolling the dice. We all know it. I want you to understand the game. You have to embrace it. This is the truth. Just like a boxer can step in the ring, maybe they get knocked out and it's their last fight. You play soccer, you step on the field, hey, you might get an injury in your groin, that's your last match for life. We don't really know. We're just playing the game together. We hope that we can at least see the light when it appears. Because really, at the end of the day, we know at the end of the day, friends, it's going to come down to one thing. Enjoy this gift from Simpsons, all right? So there are only two ultimate outcomes in this world. That's why it's all the bullish undertone. We know if there is a continuation of the cycle, Number one, the bondholders will lose by defaulting and walking away. This is government bondholders, the debt holders. This is the crypto reason for existence. They're printing all the currency, all the debt. This is the bullish undertone. This is fuel for us. So as long as this happens in the background, there's a chance that it onboards new people outside of the system. And when they come in, they're more emotional. And then when they're more emotional, they don't have a poker face. Their intentions become clear. They're super euphoric, just like how they're super depressed. On the bottoms, they're super euphoric at the tops. At least we'll be able to see things crystal clear with a higher probability than what we can see right now in the stock market, because that's an up-only Ponzi and it's scammed, meant to go up so they can control the population. So that's one world. Also, there is another way. The bondholders, they lose again. Remember, in the first world, the bondholders lose by default. The second world, they lose by inflation. They print it off. Either way, it's Armageddon. They're not doing the first way, though. All right, they're not doing the first way. If the first way happens, just to let you know. So I had somebody said to me, well, they will let it reset. And I'll say, no, they won't. You know why? Because wealthy people and powerful people, they don't own any cash. They only have about 9 to 10% in cash. 90% of their wealth is in property, stocks, businesses. Basically, imaginary boomer Ponzi's. So if they let everything reset, their houses drop minus 90%. Their mansions, their jets, their businesses drop 90%. They all get wiped out. And what happens is you working a job in the coal mines, you get to buy a house in like 15 months outright. Not going to happen. You think that's going to happen? They're not going to let that happen. Because it transfers wealth from the powerful to the poor. Not going to happen. No one let that happen. They're going to print it away. Nobody gives up power when they have it. So we know what they're going to do. They're going to have to print money over this decade to smooth it. You know the undertone. You're holding Bitcoin, Ethereum, strong crypto alts, whatever it is, we are going to find it. I had a comment here from the lovely Gary, my favorite Gary. The only Gary that should ever be in office. Multiples in dollars or mad gains means very little when the price of goods, services, real estate also super inflate. That's why if you watch my channel, friends, that you like, subscribe, belly button, or shock that algorithm, we've shown you that when they do this printing currency, the second option, when they do it by inflation, it's a PsyOps inflation. You see, they keep the headline inflation low. They say, oh, it's 2%, it's 3%. But the real inflation out in the economy is running hot. So let's say you sold squeaky chairs. Let's say you sold literally squeaky chairs for $100. $100 squeaky chairs. Let's say what I said is true, where inflation, they say it's 2%, fake headline CPI, really it's like 20%. So the squeaky chair is $120. You see that extra $20 surplus? That gets taxed and it becomes revenue for the government. That's a tax. It gets taxed, okay? They get taxed on an extra $20. Maybe they get like $6 out of that. So this is what's running off in the background to PsyOps everybody. But they controlling the media, they're not going to tell everybody, oh my gosh, inflation's 20% for squeaky chairs. They're going to say, no, if you look at all the things, some things are cheaper. Some things didn't go up at all. Some things went negative. Some things aren't 20%. Some things are only 2%. They did this in World War II, by the way. Also, Mr. Gary, he continues. What increase in purchasing power do you guess for the following? Purchasing power multiplier now versus June 2025. So that would be a bit over a year after the Bitcoin halving. Bitcoin, Ethereum, EHEX, HEX, PulseChain, PulseX, or Chainlink, or other favorites. And I have made a response to Mr. Gary. It was a great question. So just to let you know, friends, June 2025, a little over 1 year past the Bitcoin halving. Just my guess, by the way, just my guess. So all I can really do is what I feel. And what I feel, with consent, signed on the dotted line, and there's cameras watching us, and I've got my hands behind my back. I'm not touching you, I promise. All right? I didn't touch her. I promise you, we're far away, okay? Now, Bitcoin, I'm guessing 80,000. Ethereum, 9,000. Now, he asked for June 2025. Maybe we would have peaked by then, but I'm guessing we would have seen a peak of around there. I can see the trap forming I can see, you know, I don't like saying this, friends. I don't want Roca Negra to scam us, man. I want us to get triple that price. I want to see us win. I don't want to make 40,000 enemies because I'm like, man, I'm sorry, but you're too euphoric and our bags are barely pumped. We're about to get freaking scammed again. I'm sorry. I don't want it to come to that. I don't know how much you love coming to that, right? That's what she said. So, look, all I can see, that's all I can see in my mind. That seems to be like a gravity focus point. Bitcoin, 80K, Ethereum, 8 to 9K, around there. Everything else, complete wild coin. Wild card, wild coin, wild everything. So remember, Gary asked about, you know, EHEX, PHEX, Pulsechain, PulseX, Chainlink. And I said, well, honestly, from here, today's prices, I can make a case for 5x from today. All right. So it would be like Chainlink, $30. All right. It would be, I know, Total Hex, 5 cents. I know that's disgusting around there. You know what I mean? Like Total Hex, 5, 6, 7, 8 cents. You could also do PulseX. I know. But I'm just saying, I can make a case for 5x. I can also make a case for 15x or 50x. Anywhere in there, I can make a case for any of them. You might even say, oh, just say that 100x. Yeah, you can make a case for 100x, whatever you want to do. Maybe not with Chainlink, but just because Chainlink size, it would put it, if Chainlink did 100x, it would be like $500 billion. So Chainlink would literally have to be a blue chip injection, or it would like have to, Chainlink would have to start pumping in the next 90 days. By March of 2024, Chainlink would have to be above $30. Would have touched $30 for a chance to do that. There's not even a guarantee, just a chance. So I don't see 100x for it, but I hope by the end of 2030, I really do. So you can see, friends, it could be 5x, 15, 50-ish. I just want to be honest. I have no edge with those guesses. See, this is too wild. Look, the deviations are enormous. They're too big. So we're probably going to get a better idea by the third quarter of 2024. That's what I say. And look, we know the game, though. When you roll the dice, I've already said, look, I don't know in my mind, okay, what thing's going to give me 100x. I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. All I can tell is that there's going to be a point where Bitcoin and Ethereum are in the risk zone. There's going to be that point. And if they're in the risk zone, we're just going to have to accept, you know what? There's a chance whatever I'm in is it's done. It's done. Okay. Now, I'm not going to take anything away from our dreams. We're hoping the prices are much higher and there's been multiple altcoin waves, because just to give you some hopium, I can make a case for more consistent altcoin pumps. You can make a case for that, but we're going to wait and see, because at the end of the day, we're just guessing, friends. Make sure you like, subscribe, belly button and all. I will catch you in the next one. Tell mum and dad you do love and appreciate them.